That's not a real word. You made that up. It's Thursday, and I feel like yesterday's episode sort of came to an abrupt end because I didn't really plan an end, but it ended. And now it's Thursday, and we're going to the zoo. Of course, we had to get power adapters for the Australian wall plugs, and the nearest one to the bed is actually directly behind the headboard in the center, and the cords aren't long enough to reach around the sides, so we've come up with this solution, which, if it looks stupid and it works, it's not stupid. So yeah, the pillow is there to stop the cords from receding when there's no phone dangling from them. I'm fairly proud of this. But before we go to the zoo, the first thing on our list today is to go back to Vodafone. Because we went there yesterday to get one of these little Wi-Fi whatevers, and it comes with 4 gigs of data.
And it worked perfectly for about 4 hours.
Yeah. And then it stopped working, and when we tried to go to a website, it was like, you know, top yourself back up, refill your charge. And there's absolutely no way that we've used 4 gigs. It is a lovely day today.
Yes. It's sunny and bright, but not too hot, which is kind of perfect if you want to walk around a lot because we're wimpy Canadians.
Yeah. They say that we've used 6 gigs of data, 4 for the plan and then 2 bonus gigs in the space of 3 hours. Don't you dare lie to me and tell me that a 4G network makes your phone use more data than a 3G network. No, you Vodafone guy.
Yeah.
30 megs is 30 megs. It doesn't matter how fast you download it. That was the most insulting thing. Supposedly we have an hour on this tram, but it's going much more quickly than that. So maybe when we transfer to the other tram, it gets real slow.
Very possibly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not prepped?
I wasn't looking cool. Right now waiting for our next tram to get to the zoo, they call the downtown the CBD, Central Business District. They just call it the CBD. CBD tram time. That tram just let us off into the street. Like there's the tracks, and it let us off out of the trap into a street of traffic, into a lane of active cars that were stopped at a red light, but still, what the hell? I feel like every country in the world other than like Canada and the US is the country of personal responsibility, and just be careful and don't get hit by a car. I feel like maybe we've been clouded by our continent's litigious culture.
Still though, holy crap. Alright, where's the zoo? That wind done have kick up though.
Yeah, it's a nasty wind. Nasty wind. That's what they were describing it as.
Yeah, when we were landing in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Qantas pilot was like, there's a nasty wind coming up in Melbourne today. And we were like, hee, nasty wind. But yeah, no, it's not messing around. Update, still haven't heard from the Vodafone supervisor who is supposed to call me back in 1 to 2 hours. He's still within that window, but you know.
You're not getting a call back for him.
We're not holding our breath. What have they done to these trees? They've put sweaters on the trees in case they get cold.
the lemur enclosure has free-ranging lemurs that you can just wander around. There's no fencing or cages or anything. For her part, Penelope is more excited by all the tiny rocks on the ground. So the important thing is that she's having a fun time. There was also a group of school children trying to determine which lemur was King Julian. So thanks Madagascar for that. There's a banana peel on the ground outside the gibbon enclosure, which I can only assume was someone mocking them. Don't mock the gibbons. Look at that face. Look at that sweet face. Why would you mock that? This is... I've never been in a butterfly house like this. There's a butterfly on Penelope. There's another butterfly on Penelope. They love Penelope. I've never been in a...
Hello, butterfly friend.
I've never been in a butterfly house like this. Have you?
No.
That's not a bad accessory.
Let's just stay here.
To be honest.
And be covered in butterflies forever.
You should investigate that as a accessory option.
Oh, no. Goodbye.
It's on my head. It's on the top of my head. I can feel it. I have a butterfly upon my head. I didn't think that would happen today, but here we are. Is it still there?
Hey, guys.
Wow. All right, butter friends. Let us continue. Whoop! This is astonishing, honestly. There's just so many of them. I wonder how many get collaterally damaged every day. New plan. Stand still. Let the butterflies happen. Come to me, my flappy friends. One has just landed on the microphone, which is not quite what I was going for. Barely a third of the way through this zoo, and this is already one of the best zoos I've ever been at. Just in terms of the enclosures and how everything's laid out, it's really fantastic. The whole area with the tigers and elephants is done up like it's in Thailand, which is, I guess, not necessary, but it's really cool. Maybe it's a little Disneyland. That's okay. I'm okay with it. There's a demilitarized zone between the zebras and the giraffes to avoid further conflict. Everybody, we've done it. We've found the world's largest bog roll. What? Why? Why? Spread him and wipe. Mama! There's a child in that bog roll. we're back downtown now. Nearly ran out of battery for this camera at the zoo, so I just sort of stopped using it. But the zoo was great. Had a blast. Amazing zoo. Probably top zoo. I haven't been to San Diego Zoo in a while, but this was probably the best zoo we've ever been at. It was pretty amazing. And they're just insane for conservation. They are all about conservation. We're downtown now. We're at this building, which is an old post office, but is now the coolest H&M I've ever been in. We went to buy a belt because we were in such a rush to get to the Brisbane to Melbourne flight that I never put my belt back on after security, and we left it in the overhead bin and feel like an idiot. So I have a belt now, so that's nice. And then we're gonna get some food and then probably go to Optus and get a Wi-Fi dongle because everyone told us that we should have gone to Optus instead of Vodafone. Though, the Vodafone Twitter said that they will call me so that I can yell at them for doing their job badly. So I'm looking forward to doing that later. So Kathleen's off at a public restroom feeding Penelope. And obviously Penelope's in this vlog a lot. Certainly a lot more than she was in the Japan vlog before she was born. And I don't want you to get the impression that I'm like, look at my child, look at my child, look at my child, in the way that you get annoyed when people are like, my child is the only thing that I have going on, look at it, I'm gonna shove it in your face. It's just that, you know, she's part of our lives now, and especially on this trip, you know, it's just par for the course, she's just there. So I hope that you don't think that I'm trying to shove my baby in your face so much as just, it's part of what's going on, and she's gonna be there. So deal with it, I guess. How's it been to travel with her, by the way? It's been fine, actually. It's like, some things are different. Finding a place to feed her, of course, can sometimes be a challenge, but there's public bathrooms here, so not ideal, but hey, you know, whatever works. Generally speaking, she's been pretty chill. So we're way later than expected, but we got the Vodafone thing dealt with. The supervisor never called me back, so I complained to them on Twitter, and then one of their Twitter people phoned me back, and we sussed out what the problem was, which is that the data usage was due to an errant setting on my phone, but their in-store staff and call center staff were still rude assholes. So, kind of a wash. I topped up the data with another $30, and now Kathleen can play Pokemon.
Look, it's very important to me that I take advantage of the double, like the earning candy 4 times as fast. I have a lot of Pokemon to evolve that are hard to find in Victoria.